In this video, I talk about production schedules and why you need them. If you're worried about your productivity, this may be the secret answer to your problems. How to create one, why, and more. Coming right up. Production schedules. When most people think of those, they think of a movie studio or a publishing company with wall-sized whiteboards with hundreds of books scheduled on them. But the truth is that indie authors too should have production schedules, and they don't have to be that elaborate. A schedule keeps you focused on productivity. It makes you more likely to hold yourself accountable to your goals, and most importantly, it helps you see the future, which is something that authors in general aren't good at doing. There are many ways to create a production schedule. I've tried at least 15 different schedules. 14 of them failed miserably. So let's talk about some different ways to organize your schedule. But before we do that, this video assumes that you don't struggle with productivity. It also assumes that you know roughly how long it takes for you to write a novel or a book. If not, watch some of my previous videos to get some help. I recommend that you just listen to this video, hear it in its entirety, and then come back to it once you've mastered productivity. But if productivity is not a problem for you, then hang on to your hat. The first way to do a production schedule is to focus solely on your writing output. If you're a fiction author and fiction is the only thing you do, then this makes the most sense. Your production schedule might be a spreadsheet with all of the different tasks that you have to do for your novel. So outlining, research, writing the first draft, writing the second draft, writing the third draft, editing, so on and so forth. You would want to project this at least 18 months out into the future. You're probably thinking, why 18 months? Because if you have the discipline to plan your career out that far, you'll have clarity about what you want your career to look like. And instead of focusing on one book, you'll be able to see how your catalog will take shape over the next 2 years. This is very valuable as you develop your author brand. For example, with me, my fiction consists of non-traditional characters, teddy bears, androids, vegetables, and dragons. So as I look at my career for the next 18 months and the books that I want to produce for the next 18 months, I want to pick titles that are going to fit into that brand. This way, when new readers stumble across my work, I can mold that experience and control what my catalog looks like. But your 18-month plan doesn't have to be set in stone either. Your schedule can and should change. The second kind of production schedule focuses on business. This is ideal for nonfiction authors. Instead of focusing on novels, you instead focus on projects. More than likely, you'll find yourself working on a lot of different things: online courses, books, securing podcast interviews, joint webinars, and ideation. As a nonfiction author, your focus really isn't productivity, it's value. And you want to create as much value with the fewest amount of steps because just about everything you do affects your bottom line. Create the wrong product and it's an expensive mistake because nonfiction doesn't have the same shelf life that fiction does. So if you're a nonfiction author, make sure your production schedule focuses on value. Instead of daily words, what are you doing to create value for your target audience every day, every month, every year? Project it out for 18 months and give yourself some flexibility. The third approach to a production schedule I want to talk about is a hybrid between the first two. Some of you watching may write fiction and nonfiction. I do too. When I first started, my biggest struggle was finding a happy medium between the two. I'm very much a fiction-first author, so my early production schedule focused purely on fiction with a little time for the nonfiction stuff. Then I'd feel guilty about not writing nonfiction, and I'd swing over to the other side of the scale, writing so much nonfiction that my fiction output suffered. Author Level Up is my main vehicle for nonfiction business right now, so that has actually been a blessing because it's forced me to create a schedule that works because I have to publish videos for you guys every week and on time. So here's the production schedule that I used to help me achieve balance between my two businesses, and you'll find that it's a hybrid between the two. First, I'm always making daily progress toward a novel. Every 10,000 words, I stop and I write a short story, a poem, and a week or two's worth of scripts for Author Level Up, and then I knock a few tasks off my business to-do list, like updating a page on my website, redoing back matter on one of my books, or just stuff that you have to do that pops up as part of being an entrepreneur. Then I return to the novel and I write another 10,000 words and start the cycle all over again. This schedule works for me because it ensures that I'm focusing on my fiction first, but when I finish a novel, I have a lot of productivity to show for it. So for example, if I write a 60,000 word novel, that means I will have written 6 short stories, 6 poems, 6 weeks worth of scripts for Author Level Up, and also made some progress on my business as well. Am I giving up time that I could have devoted toward more novels? You bet. But I wrote 10 novels in 2015. With this new schedule, it means I'll only write 7 or 8. But I'm totally okay with that if it means that I have a more robust and stable workflow because not every author can write 7 or 8 novels a year. The number of words I'm writing is still the same, I'm just diversifying it across multiple projects, which is a good thing. So your homework is to find a production schedule that works for you. There are a ton of different ways you can approach this, and there are probably even more videos I can do on production schedules and creating day-to-day workflows for your business. But this is a good way to start thinking about your schedule. Don't ignore it, because once you start telling better stories faster and your book starts selling, your production schedule will save you. It'll help you get out of your own way and do your best work. That's it for this video. If this is your first time watching, I'd love to have you subscribe, and if this video helped you in some way, do me a favor and click that like button. Thanks for watching.